Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. After a weeks-long boycott and power struggle, House DFL lawmakers are back at the Capitol tonight. House chambers packed this afternoon when they convened for the first time together, a stark contrast from just a few weeks ago. Late last night, Democrat and Republican House leaders reached a power-sharing agreement, which includes some big concessions on both sides of the aisle. Among them, who will serve as Speaker of the House. And inside House chambers today, there were plenty of mixed emotions. We want to get right to our political reporter, Danny Spiewak, live at the Capitol tonight with more on their plans to now somehow work together. Danny?
Well, the atmosphere was actually pretty friendly inside House chambers today. Before the session began this afternoon, you actually saw members of each party literally crossing the aisle to shake hands and say hello to one another. But party leaders admit there is still some bitterness, maybe even some anger still festering as they try to move forward under this new power sharing agreement.
The House will come to order.
The first House walkout in Minnesota history is over.
A quorum is present.
On Thursday, House DFL members returned after striking a deal that makes GOP Representative Lisa Demuth the lone speaker for 2 years.
We must set a tone of cooperation and civility.
The DFL also agreed to let Republicans run committees while they have a temporary majority. If the House returns to a tie after a March special election, though, Democrats would get co-chairs and equal membership on all committees except for one on fraud. Both Demuth and her DFL counterpart, Melissa Hortman, got some of what they wanted.
Democrats secured the power sharing agreement we were seeking.
Having a Republican speaker with very little limitations over the next 2 years is a huge win.
The agreement will require Speaker Demuth to keep bills on the calendar that emerged from a bipartisan Rules Committee. Also, the agreement prevents Republicans from unseating DFL Representative Brad Tabke, although it allows for an ethics hearing into the missing ballots involved in his re-election, which was upheld by a judge last month. The Democrats cited Tabke as one of their main reasons for the boycott.
Why did it take this long for the Republicans to agree to seat Brad Tabke?
You know, it's really interesting with that seating. What we wanted to do in the House was we wanted to have a full hearing.
This House session was a redo of sorts. During the boycott, Republicans tried moving forward with business, but when the state Supreme Court stopped them, they made legal efforts trying to strip DFL members of their salaries.
The Republicans probably have hammered your party every single day on the amount of money that was made while you were denying quorum. How do you think that message might resonate with voters in a couple of years?
Well, I think that Republicans unconstitutionally and illegitimately seizing power and playing House for 2 weeks is also something that should concern voters.
This morning, the state Supreme Court actually went ahead and still heard oral arguments in that lawsuit the GOP is bringing to try to penalize absent DFL members. However, the Republicans said today they're going to drop those efforts now that the House is back in session. So that is now an issue that they are putting behind them. Meanwhile, the House and the committees are going to get going again on Monday. So these two parties got to figure out how to craft a budget now. Back to you.
All right. Thanks so much, Danny.